Morning dear students. In this video we are going to learn something about a theorem called Gauss's theorem in electrostatics. This theorem is very important because it has got widespread application to calculate the values of many things, specifically electric field. Now this theorem states that the total electric flux through a closed surface, remember this is very important, closed surface, is 1 by epsilon naught times epsilon naught, as you know it is called as the permittivity of free space, is epsilon naught times the net charge, this is also important, enclosed by the closed surface. Now mathematically we know that flux, electric flux associated with any surface is given as surface integral of vector E dot vector ds, okay. But Gauss told that total flux phi suffix c, although it is found by this formula vector E dot vector ds, but ultimately it will give you this result, q by epsilon naught, where q stands for the total charge, means the net charge enclosed by the surface. You know that whenever we apply any theorem simplifies the job of finding anything. In mathematics we apply theorems, in geometry we apply theorems to make the work simple. So here Gauss theorem actually simplified the task of finding the electric flux associated with any surface, because the method of calculating flux associated with any object is not easy. What we need to do, we need to take a big surface, then that total surface, what we do, we divide into small surface area. Each surface area we mark it as ds, then we draw the area vector of that ds, then we find how much angle the area vector ds makes with the electric field, that is theta, then we integrate by this formula E dot ds. So it is a tedious job, and Gauss theorem told that you need not to do all these things. Even if you do all these things, ultimately you will get this result. So actually Gauss theorem simplified the task of finding electric flux associated with any object, any surface, but closed surface. Let us have a proof of this Gauss theorem in the next video. Let me take one closed surface which is of the shape of a sphere, and there is one charge q inside this. This is a closed surface, rather closed spherical surface, but you can take any surface. Now this total surface area, now let this radius of this surface be r. So if r equals to radius of closed surface, what is the total surface area? I think 4 pi r square. Surface area of a sphere is 4 pi r square, total surface area of this whole spherical surface. Let me divide the whole surface area into small part, and each small part has a surface area ds. So what is ds? ds equal to small surface area of the sphere. Then you mark the electric field. Now you know that electric lines of force are away from positive charge. So electric field lines will originate from the positive charge and it will be directed away. So this is the direction of electric field E. So electric field is going to pass through this ds in this direction. Then we find What is the direction of area vector? This small surface has an area ds, and direction of area vector ds is always perpendicular to the surface ds. So this is the direction of ds. Okay. Now, what is the total flux associated with the whole surface? Now we know that total flux is always integration of vector E dot vector ds, and if we break it, we will get E ds cos theta, and theta is the angle between vector E and vector ds. Remember, theta is the angle, always the angle between vector E and vector ds. Ds is the area vector. What do you see here in the figure? Vector ds and vector E, they are parallel to each other, so this theta is 0 degree. So what you get is integration of E ds cos 0 degree. Cos 0 is 1. So E will come out of this integration, only integration of ds. Now what does integration of ds mean? Means such ds small portions, all ds portions you have to add, means integration. So all this small part ds part, if you join, what you get? You get the total surface area. So integration of ds will give you the total surface area. So what is the total surface area of this spherical object? It is 4 pi r square. Okay. Now E stands for the electric field. What is the value of electric field associated with this surface? Now this small surface ds lie at a distance r from the charge q. So anywhere on this surface, the value of electric field E is, you know, it is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught charge q divided by distance square. So at any point on this closed surface, the value of electric field is constant, whose value is this much. That is why this electric field comes out of the integration. You know, constant plays no role in integration, so taken out of the integration. Therefore, if you put all these values here, what you get? Flux associated, it was E. E means how much? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square. See, I have just substituted this value of electric field here. I got this. Then into 4 pi r square. So if you cancel out the terms, what you get? 4 pi cancels, r square cancels. So what remains? Q by epsilon naught. What is Q? Q is the total charge enclosed by this closed surface, and this is what Gauss told. So Gauss told that instead of doing such a tedious calculation, ultimately you are going to get this result. So this is proved, whatever Gauss told is correct. So henceforth we will be using this formula to calculate the total flux associated with any closed surface. Now one thing, in a closed spherical surface, I have marked this small portion as ds. You can compare this ds portion with a football. If you take a football, in a football football is made up of small hexagonal pieces. So small hexagonal pieces are joined together to make the surface area of a football, and one small hexagonal piece of a football can be compared to ds. Clear? So this is very important. You just go through this Gauss theorem.